Hey guys, welcome back to Non-League to Legend. Sorry for the lack of videos over the past few weeks. In past videos I've explained why I've been absent, but I'm feeling better, I'm ready to go, so let's just get stuck into today's episode. Today's episode we'll play Nottingham Forest away in Championship, and then we'll play Rochdale in the Carabao Cup. But first, let's get stuck into the transfers, and there has been a lot of transfers. So let's just get stuck into the ones that have left us. So Dan Dulundulu left us to go to Queen's Park Rangers for 9 million. Marcus Tavernier left us to go to Swansea for 7.5 million. I didn't want to sell him, but we rejected the first offer from Swansea, and he started moaning. So I'd rather get rid of him than keep him around. We then sold Helic to Bournemouth for 5.7 million. OC Tutu then went for 4.2 million to Al An. He was another one that had an offer rejected, and then he started moaning. So again, if you're going to start moaning, I'd rather you out of the club. Alfie Mawson went to QPR for 4 million, and we sold Alexis Cuello, who we only signed about 6 months ago, to QPR for 500k. The rest I wouldn't say were like first team worthy. Matt Crooks, I wasn't going to extend his contract, so he left on a free. We also, I don't know if it'll be in this one, no. We also let go of Lutoro Chavez, who played a few games for his last season, but I didn't think was good enough this season, and we let Troy Parrott go. I know I've heard the reputation that he is supposed to be a really, really good player, but he never fitted into my system, really, and if you look at his cons, the two big ones for me are he does not like big matches and he's not very consistent. So, wonder kid or not, I'd rather him away because he doesn't fit my tactics. So with all the rest of the transfers that we've done and loans out, we brought in 31 million to the club. We then spent 21 million. The first player we brought in was Salvatore Esposito from Chelsea on loan. We've got him for the season. He looks like a really, really good player. In the past couple of minutes, I've also just noticed that he does not like big games. That wasn't there when we scouted him, so that might be a big problem. But apart from that, he does look like a really, really good player. He is very consistent, which is what I like to see. He'll probably be playing in that deep line playmaker role. We then brought in Dion Sanderson from Brentford for 4.3 million. He is a right back who can also play in the middle. He looks like a really, really good player for us, so I'm pretty happy that we were able to bring him in. We then brought in Kiao Alexander from Guillermo for just under $1 million. He is brought in more for like backup because he can play in a deep line playmaker, but he can also play in the middle of midfield. So I think he'll be a really good addition to the team. Next up was Havard Mousset from Lyon for 2.5 million. With add-ons it could raise to 4.3. He looks like a fantastic player. Can play in a few weird positions for a left back, but I think he'll be a really, really good player for us. He's only 19 years old. He's Norwegian. He's already capped at under 21 level. So I think I think personally that's a bit of a steal. So I'm excited to use him. We then brought in Joel Matip on a free transfer. He left Liverpool. I felt like we needed some backup at the centre back position because of a couple that we've sold and let go. So I thought, bring him in on a free transfer. He's got Premiership experience. He's been there. He's done it. So I think with his experience, I think he'll be a very good addition to the squad. Surprisingly, the next one, we brought in Billy Gilmour from Stuttgart for 1.7 million. He is a young Scottish midfielder, can play anywhere in midfield and even in the deep lying playmaker role. His career hasn't probably went the way you were expecting. Ended up at Stuttgart after a time at Werder Bremen and Norwich, but we managed to bring him in for next to nothing. I think this will be a really, really good signing for us. I'm being from Scotland myself. I always like to have a Scottish player in the squad somewhere. Next is another loan from Chelsea, Samuel Lino. We've got him on loan again until the end of the season. He can play on either wing or up front. We'll probably be playing him more up front, so I'm hoping he can bag us a good few goals. But overall, I think he looks like a really good player. So I'm happy that we're able to bring him in. Next is a goalkeeper from Brentford, Luis Maximiano. He is a 26 Portuguese goalkeeper who is a lot better than my previous goalkeeper, and I think I'm a wee bit more comfortable now in that position. He's played recently for Brentford, where he done okay, but I think for the amount of money that we spent for a really good goalkeeper, I'm really happy with that deal. And the last deal that we've done so far is for Ile Elmkies. Sorry if I've butchered that name, but he's a player that can play anywhere in up the middle of the pitch. He can also play out wide. He was brought in because the scout says he was a lot better than what he actually is, to be honest. I'm pretty disappointed with the reports, but he still looks like a really, really good player. So he will be a useful player to have round about the squad. He does of course have a lot of international experience with 36 caps for Israel. So I'm really happy about that. We brought in one player at the end of last season. You obviously seen the two wonder kids that were brought in. They're now at the club. Eden Lugonja and Rodolfo Luengo. They two are at the club, but we brought in this guy from Wolves, Large Ramazani, and I think he is a fantastic signing for this team. He is probably the best player at the club now. We brought him in for 5 million. I'm not going to lie, I think that's a bit of a steal. I think he'll be really, really good out on that left-hand side. Never played a lot for Wolves of the few seasons that he spent there, but he will get a lot of game time for us, and hopefully he'll be able to fire in a few goals himself and get a few assists. So that's the transfers out the window. We'll have a look at pre-season. We only had 3 games in pre-season. We beat Hamilton 3-0, Hartlepool 5-1, and surprisingly we drew with Shrewsbury 1 each. But we played very well in the 3 games anyway. So nothing really to report back from pre-season. So with that, this is how the team is looking. I think we've built a decent squad, a good squad that could probably go on, maybe push for the playoffs, maybe even sneak into an automatic promotion place. Who knows? The finances are looking pretty decent. We've got 50 million in the bank. We've got 11 million transfer budget left, and we're over the wage budget, so everything is hunky-dory there. So without further ado, let's just get stuck into today's first game against Notts Forest, and this is the team we're going to send out for that. We've got Maximiano in goals, Musset, Williams, Wood, Sanderson at the back, Esposito, Piero, Luengo in the midfield, Ramazani and Allen out in the wings, and Samuel Lino up top. Really hoping that we can get off to a good start. I feel that last year, if we had taken over a wee bit sooner, or if we had the full season at Middlesbrough, we would have definitely made it into the playoffs. The form we were in, we might have even got automatic promotion, who knows. So definitely this season, for me personally, it's playoffs are done. I think we've got a team good enough to hit the playoffs. It might take us a wee while for the players to bed in a bit, but we do have the quality there, and as I says, we did play really, really well in pre-season, and hope to take the performances into the league season. Let's just encourage the team a wee bit more. We have been playing well. Piero was close not to put us 1-0 up, but we're passing the ball around nicely. Ramazani is going on a mazy run, has a shot, but that was a wee bit of a wayward shot, that. Alan floats one across to Esposito. Can he find the cross? Ramazani's there. Back to Musset. Piero, Musset. We do keep the ball really, really well. Ramazani plays it through to Alan, who shoots, but the goalkeeper saves it. That was very unlucky. Esposito floats in the corner, but it gets cleared. I think for the last few minutes of this half, we'll demand a bit more. That was a good tackle. Not gonna lie, my heart was in my mouth there. I thought we were going to give away a penalty, but it looks as if, I was just about to say, it looks as if Notts Forest was going to score and put them 1-0 up, but it was straight at the goalkeeper, so I'm thankful of that. Let's pump the fists, try and get the players going a bit. Let's demand more again, right from the start of the second half. Bear in mind, we are away from home against Notts Forest. It's a tough place to come and get a result, but we're holding our own. Alan plays it through to Luengo, plays it back to Sanderson, back into Alan, who shoots again, and this time goes wide. Not seen much of Samuel Lino, so I think we'll bring off. I've made a boo-boo. I've not brought in Connolly. Oh well, Garnett is coming on, and I think I'll bring on Ilmkeys and put him up on the wing. We'll see how that goes. He can play out there. It's not his natural position, but he can play out there. So fingers crossed he can fling in a cross and get an assist. Allen's in the box. He passes it back to Sanderson, who passes it to Esposito, to Piero, who shoots, but that was wild. That was a poor decision from Piero. 70 minutes, so we'll make our third and final substitution. Substitution. I can't speak. Let's just call it sub. So we'll bring on Billy Gilmore, and we'll bring off. I think we'll bring off Piero because Luengo looks as if he's having the better game. So again, we'll go demand more. I think we'll go attacking for the last 10. And hopefully we'll be able to snatch a goal. We have dominated the game, but knowing our luck, this will be Notts Forest's chance and they'll grab it. Oof, that was so unlucky. I'm glad they don't have their shooting boots on either. But I think this first match is going to end in a draw. And it does. I thought we played pretty well. We were kind of disappointed not to get the win with the amount of chances that we had. But we never get beat, which is the main thing. So we've got the first point on the board. Next game will be against Rochdale, and I'll be back in just a minute with that match. Right, and we're back. This is the team that we're going to send out for that match in the cup against Rochdale. We've got Maximiano and goals, Musset, Williams, Wood, Sanderson at the back, Esposito, Piero, and Lorengo in midfield. Ramazani and Allen supporting Connolly up top. We've brought in Connolly. Samuel Lino never really put in the performance I was expecting him to do in the first match, but it was his debut, so can't really hold that too much against him. But we're putting out a pretty strong side against Rochdale. I'm hoping to bag a few goals in this match. I feel this is a match that we should be winning fairly easy, and Ramazani was close to putting us 1-0 up there. Let's deal with the free kick, but Maximiano saved it pretty comfortably. Esposito now, can he start the break for us? Lumps it forward, but it's cleared by Rochdale and they now have the ball again. But thankfully the highlight fizzled out. Let's demand a bit more. I'm pretty disappointed so far. I thought we would have been like 1 or 2 goals up at this point. But it's not acceptable. I feel that we should be playing better. We're not playing better, but I feel that we should have like a couple of goals. I think we've got a much better squad than we did last season. Allen's in, and Allen slots it away. That was a good pass from Lorengo. Puts us 1-0 up. That's more like it. We'll make a sub after this highlight. Lorengo to Piero. Passing the ball around lovely again. Goes all the way back to the keeper. Esposito now finds a pass out to Allen. Can he find the cross? He tried, but it can't get it by the first man, Sanderson now. Esposito to Ramazani, who gets tackled. Ramazani gets the ball back. Oh, that's the post. That was unlucky. That'd have been a worldie there. So that's that done. So we'll make more subs. I think we'll bring on Lino for Ramazani out on the left hand side, and we'll bring on bring off Piero for Billy Gilmore again. Hopefully can maybe get that second goal and it won't be such a nervy finish to the game. That was a good cross from Billy Gilmore, but Allen just couldn't keep couldn't put his header on target. We'll just do that automated sub. But there was no need because we ended up winning the game 1-0. That was pretty disappointing not to bag a good few goals there, but we're through. We're through to the next round, so that is always a good thing. Hopefully we'll be able to go on a wee cup run, bring some cash into the club. But with that match done, that is the end of the episode. Played pretty well today, I think. So hopefully we can keep that up. We've got a couple of tough games against Barnsley and then Everton coming up, but I think we'll come back for the Ipswich and Millwall game in the next episode, and hopefully by then we'll be able to see if we'll be challenging at the top of the table or not. But if you like that anyway, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more Football Manager 2 content on the channel, please subscribe, turn your notifications on, and thank you very much for watching.